Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. Welcome back to J is for Justice. You guys, there was an interview that Don Wells did with WJHL that I just now saw, and I want to play that and walk through it with you guys.
I'm just having to put my faith completely in God and know that He has a better plan. And that's pretty much where I'm at. My wife is still struggling.
A lot has changed for the Wells family over the last 2 years since their daughter Summer went missing from their Beech Creek home in Hawkins County.
Social media have come out, and protested at my job, everywhere we go. And
So what I first noticed is he dyed his hair, and I'm not quite sure why he dyed his hair.
So it's hard for us to get any work or anything in Eastern Tennessee.
Wells says he and his wife Candace have been in Arkansas on and off for the last few months, where he's been working in construction. He also says they've been working with the Department of Children's Services there to get their 3 older sons back. They've been in Tennessee DCS custody since the month after Summer was reported missing.
I think they're scared of our house because of what happened. And,
Okay, so what I've noticed, it started out not talking about Summer, not talking about needing to find Summer. And this seems to be their tone. And I'm not trying to come at them, but he's more worried about what's going on social media. And my dog is a total mood right now. He's more worried about what's going on social media and talking about that first. Then who has his kid? Or where his kid is.
Is one of the issues, So.
Oh, yeah, and he says that they're afraid of his house. Who's afraid of his house? He thinks that CPS isn't giving them the kids because they're afraid of the house? So they think they need to buy a house elsewhere. Sounds to me like they maybe want to start a new life. They know they're not going to get their boys back. They haven't been able, you're going to find out in a few minutes, they haven't been able to even speak to those boys in 6 months. So he thinks that moving out of state into a new house is going to be the key to getting his boys back and potentially finding his daughter. Make it make sense.
Scared of our house because of what happened, and is one of the issues, So.
But what do you mean they're scared of your house? What happened there? What happened in that house that they would be scared of?
We would like to buy another house here in Arkansas.
The house he's referring to on Ben Hill Road is where his daughter went missing from.
We couldn't understand what happened to Summer. The police couldn't understand, and they were questioning us. At times they were hard on us, and other times they weren't. Just depending on, what police agency was there at the time.
2 years later, he and Candace have no clues as to where Summer is.
We try to bounce things off of each other all the time. We might have talks about, some of the drug activity that was going on at the time and was going on right after her disappearance for quite a while.
Well, he's talking about the drug activity that was going on at his house or going on when she went missing and continued after. Does he have an idea of who could have taken his daughter? That's what I'm wondering.
And was going on right after her disappearance for quite a while.
For quite a while.
But
with who?
Yeah, there's nothing new.
Don says the family stays in touch with law enforcement through their private investigators.
About 2 months ago, they talked to our private investigators, and the FBI did, and they shared what they could with us. But they was just trying to come up with any new information or leads that they possibly could, and So far, we just haven't been able to come up with anything.
As 2 years pass with no new information publicly released, Dawn says the emotional toll is weighing on the family, especially Candace.
She's been burnt by so many people that want to, supposedly, interview her or help and stuff, and then basically turn on her in every imaginable way. She's been hurt deeply by these kind of things, plus the thought of, we lost our daughter, and, our boys are in custody also with the CPS.
He says they haven't been able to talk to their sons.
Well, plus the thought of, we lost our daughter, and, our boys are in custody also with the CPS.
He says they haven't been able to talk to their sons.
Well, at first we were allowed to talk to them and everything, but we haven't been able to talk to them for about 6 months. No contact.
Wow.
Or anything like that. And that's all we want to do, is be able to tell them that we love them and we're rooting for them, and we're working on, things to get them back.
Hope is hard
Wait, they're rooting for them as far as what? What are they rooting for them for?
hold on to after all this time, but Don says he's clinging to faith.
Whatever the outcome is, I have hope in God, and one day, either sooner or later, I will be with my daughter again.
And he looks right at the camera too, guys. One day, sooner or later, I'll be with my daughter again. I mean, when we all go the end of this life, we're all together. I mean, at least that's what some people believe. So I don't know what's going on here. I hope that there are leads coming in on Summer Wells. It's been 2 years yesterday, and I don't know who's guilty and who's not. But I do know that a now 7-year-old, she would be 7 now, is still missing. And there's been nothing new that has been released. So here is to some hope and prayers that there are some leads coming in for little Summer Wells. I'll see you guys next time. Stay safe.